Alright, what we have here is some kombucha that I inadvertently let work just a little bit too long. So, other than being kombucha, this is now vinegar. Um, so we've used it for a few different things. We ended up having like a gallon turned to vinegar on us, and we've used it for cleaning and detergent booster and stuff like that. But I saw another use for it that I'm going to try. I thought it was really neat. It's a leather and wood stain, and it's just vinegar and steel wool. This is kombucha vinegar. You can use white vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar. I don't think that matters at all. Steel wool, the finer, the better. Mainly for time constraints. The finer it is, the faster it'll break down. If it's a little bit thicker, it'll just take a little bit longer to break down. You could probably actually use iron nails. Anything that is uncoated steel, I think would work, but it would probably take a lot longer for it to break down. So what we're going to do is we're going to stuff a couple of these pads into this quart jar, and we're just going to let it sit for we'll try 2 or 3 weeks, and we'll check back and we'll see if it's broke down. There'll be a little bit of a reaction going on here, so it might be off gassing a little bit of stuff. I don't think it would be anything toxic, but you may build some pressure in your jar, so it'd be advisable probably not to tighten that lid down much, or if you do, burp it once or twice a day. But we'll let this sit, like I said, for a few weeks, and then we'll try it out. Alright, 3 weeks have gone by, and this is what it ends up with. Just a little tip. It would probably be better if you'd only do half a jar full of vinegar. The only reason is it doesn't cause a violent reaction, but it does cause some off-gassing, and the steel wool tends to swell, and the air just builds up inside of it, and it displaces the vinegar and floats to the top, and as you can see, it caused some spillover. I had to be really vigilant about going through and stirring this up to dislodge the air out of the steel wool. If it had only been half full, I could have left it out of sight, out of mind, no problem. But this one actually spilled over a couple of times on me. Not a huge deal, but just a little bit of a mess that I need to deal with. But anyways, it's been, like I said, 3 weeks. It probably was really done about 3 or 4 days ago, and I'm just now getting around to getting it out. But we'll do a little bit of a sample. I'm just going to take a Q-tip, wet it down, and we've got a pine board and a poplar board. These two, I'm not expecting much of a change. This dye is based on the tannins reaction with it, and as you can see, these are just it's a slight discoloration, but nothing major. Here I've got a piece of oak and a piece of leather, and you can see I've already played around with it on the leather, but swab that on the oak, and on the leather you see it's almost instant with the leather how it does it. And the oak, it'll take a little while for it to actually sink in and make the reaction. You can see on the corner there a piece that I did earlier. You can see how dark that it's actually stained at. It's had time to soak in and the reaction to happen. But I just thought this was a neat little natural dye that you can make for $1 per gallon. give or take. And it does a pretty good job. But let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe if you like.